Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. So, Cavin Johnson today was speaking in the press conference leading up to the game against the NFD team in Milford. Yeah, he was chatting about has he assessed that team, and yeah, we'll break into that. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you to everyone who supports the channel. I really, really appreciate it. But please continue to subscribe and view and share with your friends. Yeah, you know what to do, guys. Thank you to those who support. And Wongaletu he got his shirt. We're gonna be doing a video with him, so look out for that. That's also coming. But yeah, let's get into it. So Kevin Johnson spoke to the media, and he basically said they are prepping for Milford FC. And then the one thing he was mentioning with this Milford thing, he was saying this NFD team, he was saying that he from the games he's watched already, these NFD teams are looking tough, etc. He's like, even when they play in the preseason, they play a lot of games with NFD teams, and because they play a lot of games with NFD teams, they basically have an understanding of how they play, and then they say NFD teams are tough. I had a problem with that. My first issue is that when you are training for the PSL, you should never be training with an NFD team. And I always say this, I'm like, the reason why when we loan our players to the NFD sides, the reason why they can't make it into they don't come back to the DSTV Prem is because these guys in the NFD, they don't have structure, That's the biggest thing. They really don't have structure in their team. So because they don't have structure, they just run. It's more an energy game, someone who has energy and stuff like that. So because they don't have structure, when you come against DSTV Prim teams who have more structure, who have more football focus, you can't break them down. And that is Chief's problem. Chief's problem when we played against Royal AM was that we were struggling to break down Royal AM because they were more compact. But that time Chiefs, there was news coming out that Chiefs beat Venda what FC, beat them 5-1. So you see, you can't beat PSL teams like you beat NFD teams. NFD teams play with energy, you need to use structure. So that's my problem. I don't like this thing of Chiefs in the preseason playing NFD teams. I would even prefer it if we go and play Richards Bay, Polokwane City, Cape Town Spurs, those teams when we are preparing to face the bigger teams. I'd prefer it that way. But anyway, other than that, he also spoke about not signing players, and then he said because he just came in, he wanted to assess the players and stuff like that. And for me, a lot of the times when a coach says this, it already tells me one thing, that he doesn't have an eye for football. Why do I say an eye for football? When before Pep signed for Bayern Munich, he first did a squad assessment. He had never trained any of those players. Well, let me not say any, but most of those players he had never trained them. But before he signed, he said, I need X, Y, and Z because your squad does not have X, Y, and Z for me to succeed. Next, he went to Manchester City. He said, I need X, Y, and Z to make Manchester City succeed. Get me these players so I can make Manchester City succeed. He had never coached Manchester City. Manchester City was the team of Yaya Toure and them who had just won the league. But when Pep got there, he overhauled it with the players he believed that he needed for the squad. What am I trying to get at is that if Kevin Johnson fails with the current squad, it already tells me that he was a bad coach from the get-go because he should be able to assess without even coaching that the team does not have a prolific striker. I don't need to be the most experienced offensive person to tell you. Let me run it down. Our strikers, Saile. Saile was prolific in a lower division in where he came from. He wasn't as prolific when he got to the Premier League in that division in the other country play for. Um, Gonzalez only started scoring this season, but before that, there was no record of what he was doing if he was playing football. Big issue. Dupree, we knew he was missing goals from Stellenbosch. We saw the potential, but Chiefs didn't invest in Dupree, like getting him a decent striker coach and all of those things. In all of those factors, if you're a coach, you can already see, good, I will fail with this group of players. That's why I said, let go of Jason Gonzalez and go get another prolific striker for the last 6 months from Brazil or whatever. Just give him a 6-month contract, a nice 6-month contract, and see from there. That's all I have for today. Amakhosi for life. Let me know what you think.